Good evening and welcome to the January 6, 2025 Board of Health meeting for the town of East Bridgewater. We'll start off by entering into a public hearing scheduled for 5 o'clock.
You can just read off of that.
In accordance with the Massachusetts State Environmental Code, Title V, applicant Evergreen Orchard LLC, project location 1522 Washington Street, East Bridgewater, Massachusetts, pertaining to the town right-of-way, a local upgrade approval from section 310 CMR 2111 of Title V, which requires the soil absorption rate to be at least 10 feet from property line. Reduction from 10 feet to 7 feet is requested in accordance with 310 CMR 15.4051A.
You're up.
Would you like to step up and identify yourselves, please?
Gregory Bonovitz, Borderland Engineering.
Nice to meet you.
The certified mailing receipts here, if you want them. Or later. Certified mailing receipts.
Thank you.
Okay, so, good evening, Greg Bonovitz, Borderland Engineering, 1522 Washington Street, we're here for. So it's an existing 3-bedroom home. It's on about a half-acre property. Not changing the number of bedrooms or anything. The property is a gradual slope from the road to the back of the property, which turns into wetland in the back. So we kind of ideally wanted to have the septic system in the front yard, and the soils also dictated that as well. We did a test pit in the backyard, and there was a restrictive soil that kind of would have made it a very large septic system out back. The better soils were into the front yard, where we can dig through about a 7-foot restrictive layer, and then it turns sandier on the bottom. So it was a better choice for a septic system in the front yard. It's another good reason to put it out front. It keeps it away from the wetland. We're over 100 feet away from the wetland, which is, in an ideal world, we'd like to be that if we can all the time as well. Just causes a couple areas where it's a little bit tighter than the code can comply with. The tank needs to be 9 feet away from the cellar wall instead of 10. That's to keep it over 10 feet away from the property line. So we'd rather not ask for a property line to the neighbor variance, rather ask for a waiver to the cellar wall and to the property line from the neighbor. And also that cellar wall is only about a 3-foot cellar wall. This is a front to back split home where this wall is relatively small in the front, and then the back of the house is the basement, and then it goes up to a second level. It's only like half the house, so that style home. And then the leaching field just needed another couple feet towards the street. So the front property line waiver is actually the street, Washington Street, so that affects the right of way. And the final one was a use of a sieve analysis as opposed to a percolation rate. That was because it was saturated soil down at the depth, and it was also very deep to be able to perk test that in front. That was about it for the waivers.
So if I got that right, it's one distance from the tank to the basement.
Yep.
Distance from the leaching field to the street,
Mm-hmm.
and then sieve analysis instead of the perk.
There's also another one I'm reading here. It's for the leaching field to the cellar wall. So it's supposed to be 20 feet, and it's actually going to be 10 feet. So that has to get reduced as well. And again, that cellar wall is not a full basement wall. It's only a 3-foot wall. So chances of any sort of effluent horizontally making its way over there would be slim to none, because the top of the leach field is only slightly above the basement slab.
All right. Jean Marie, any
Well, just a reminder, the reason for the public hearing is there's only 2 variances to Title V, 310 CMR 15, that we need public hearings for. One of them is you're closer to someone's private water supply, i.e. a well, or you're close to a property line. So we're here for the close to the property line.
Which is the street line.
Right. I was going to say, the front yard isn't going to be mounded, so it's not like we're going to come off a mound and then dribble out into the street. It's the same level grade.
Excuse me, so you're talking about 3 variances, correct?
One for the public hearing, the other 2 are local upgrade approvals.
Okay. So we're doing this in 2 steps.
The first one would be distance to the property line.
And then when did the letters go out to the abutters?
At least 2 weeks ago, I think. Or-
It required 10 days.
Yeah,
We had
yeah,
over 10.
he was out, I mean, he was in here, let's see. December 10th, they were received.
December 10th they went out?
Yep, they were received December 10th and went out, yep.
Did you have any other comments or
Nope.
concerns?
No.
And I'm sorry, were you here for the meeting as well, or for the hearing as well?
Potential owner of the property.
Okay. Did you want to say anything, or?
I was hoping to be able to get the system to be placed pretty much where it was, so with the piping in the basement, wouldn't have to go across the basement floor. I wanted to do any addition work on the garage, go up a story in the back and turn it into an office space and put a bathroom in there or something like that. I'd be able to go to the distribution box a lot easier from that location. But it does make sense to put it up front.
Have we heard from anybody else?
No,
No.
not that I know of.
Any discussion from the board?
No, I think I'm good.
I'm saying I have no questions.
All right. But I would make a motion to accept the variances to the property line, to the basement, and the sieve analysis as well.
Oh, wait a minute, I'm sorry, Tom, I think we're just doing
You have to actually do all of them, but the public hearing part is the
okay, so we
variance
have
to
to
the lot
close the
line.
public hearing?
So we close and then vote?
No, you would vote on the variance for the public hearing, and then,
Which
Just
is
the
just-
then you
variance.
could
then
close
we
it
do
and
the-
go to the other 3.
the other-
Okay,
yeah.
all right. So then I'll make a motion to approve the variance to the property line. Any further discussion on that? Hearing none, all in favor?
I- I'm just gonna back that up for a second. I was just about ready to second it.
I was gonna ask you
Oh.
to second it.
So-
Wait a second.
So I'm gonna second the motion.
That works.
All right, I'll accept the second. Let's revote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right.
All right.
And then I would entertain a motion to close the public hearing and continue on with the rest of the meeting.
So moved.
All right, do I have a second?
I'll second that.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, so we will close the public hearing. Moving on to the rest of the meeting for today, and we can approve those right here, right?
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
But no, now you need to go back and do the variance.
Do the local upgrade.
Do local
approval.
up-
Right, but I'm saying we'll just
Yeah.
vote on those now that we're.
Now that we're back in, yes, regular
Okay.
session, yes.
So I would entertain a motion to approve the variance to the foundation wall and the variance for sieve analysis instead of a perk test.
I'll second that motion.
Any further discussion?
None from-
Hearing none? All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, so we will approve the remaining variances, and you guys should be all set.
Thank you.
If you have any other questions or anything, just let us know.
Jean Marie will send out an email to you tonight on the decision.
Okay, yeah, they are already starting to want to get going on the construction, so.
Yeah, when you sent it today.
Got the call
When I had the
today.
plan, I'm like, no,
Yeah.
Oh, I know, he came in.
it hasn't been approved yet.
Right, yep, so you're all set, and then she'll get that off to you, and then you can
Thank you so much. Have a
have
great
a
evening.
great day.
All right,
Thanks for
A great
coming in, Greg.
evening.
thanks for coming in. All right. Next, we can jump into action items. We've got invoices to approve. Do we have a list?
You have 2 invoices that are in there?
Just right here.
3,
So we've
sorry,
got
3. B&D, The Rock,
B&D Associates, Inc., in the amount of $185 for medical waste pickup. We've got Crystal Rock in the amount of $21.16 for water. And we've got Jean Marie in the amount of $641.14 for mileage, state certifications, professional memberships, and reimbursement. Any questions on any of the invoices? I will make a motion to accept the invoices as presented.
I'll second that motion.
All right. Hearing no further discussion, I will take the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Approve the invoices. Next, we've got meetings, or meeting minutes, and we've got a couple of them, right?
So, Mr. Chair, so I just want to point out before we go through them, because we've had some minutes that only have certain board members
Right.
approving due to attendance. So if we can take them one at a time,
Yeah.
and I listed, so when you go through it, if we start off with October 7th, the voting members on this would be yourself and Rob Lyons.
Gotcha. All right, so we'll go in, I guess, chronological order, starting with the minutes from the October 7th, 2024 meeting, attended by me and Rob. Did you get a chance to review?
Yeah, yep.
All right, any issues with the minutes?
Nope, looks good.
All right, all in favor of
Well,
approving the
no,
minutes?
No.
I'll make a motion that we'll accept the minutes as presented.
Yep.
I guess I will second.
You will, thank you.
Thank you.
And we will vote all in favor of approving October 7th, 2024.
Aye.
All right.
Next, we've got November 18th, 2024.
The
And Mr.
voting
Chairperson,
board-
I'm going to abstain. I was
Yes.
not, I was not at that meeting, so I'm going to abstain from this vote.
All right, were you able to review the minutes?
I was.
All right, any issues?
None?
Okay, I will make a motion to approve the November 18th, 2024 minutes.
I will second that motion.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
And one abstain.
And then last, we have the December 16th, 2024 meeting, or meeting minutes, attended by all of us. All right. I will make a motion to approve the December 16th minutes.
I'll second that.
All right. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So we will approve December 16th. Next, we have 2025 permit renewals. We can start with food establishments. We have, what is it? It's like 8 establishments.
Do you mind just saying the names?
I can run through, should I do that now or during the vote? or-
You can say them now and then make a vote on that.
All right. So we've got permits for Restoration Coffee, Focus Nutrition, the Commercial Club, High-Low Gas, Vikings Liquor, Lawless Food, Country Convenience, and Nanda Restaurant Corp. And I will entertain a motion to approve the food establishment permits as presented.
I'll second that.
All right, do we have any discussion?
Yep. Are we all caught up except for Honeydew? I know they're not.
We're all
They're still
caught
a-
up except for Honeydew. Yes, Honeydew is the only outstanding one.
They haven't
But they haven't opened.
No, I understand that, yeah, just want to make sure. Okay, thanks.
All right, and I appreciate you guys hunting down the last few, the turn of the year. All right, I will put it to a vote then. All in favor of approving the 2025 food establishment permits?
Aye.
Aye. All right, food establishment permits have been accepted. Next, we've got installer permits for Claude Dubard and Son, ASIC Excavation LLC, Bay State Sewage Disposal, Arthur Bloomquist LLC, Dick Morse Excavating, Moore Brothers Inc., J. McKinnon Inc., and Bartolotti Construction Inc. Any issues to discuss with the
Nope.
installer permits?
They're all complete.
All right, I will make a motion to accept the installer permits as presented.
I'll second that motion.
All right, last chance for discussion.
Yep. Do we have any stragglers like we did in food?
So
Repeat
so with the
customers?
installers, you can't, they pretty much, as they come in the door, they get notified, the ones that do have permits with us. But when they come in to pull out a property, we just make sure that they have
That's
their
a
permit with us, and if not, then they'll get the application. But sometimes installers don't always take them out with us until they have a job to do.
Makes sense. All right, I will make a motion to accept the installer permits for 2025.
I'll second that. We
I
already-
think, I'm sorry, Mr.
Seconded.
Chair, Rob
You already
already
seconded it,
seconded.
Yeah, I have.
on
Yeah, we've
those.
already got the.
We already did that.
I just added comments, so
Yep.
now.
Oh,
we're
I'm sorry.
Ready for a vote.
So we will put that to a vote then. All in favor of installing the 2025 installer permits?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Installer permits are approved. Next, we've got one 2025 hauler permit for Wind Waste Innovations of Northern New England. Any issues with the application?
Nope, it's complete.
All right, I will move to approve the hauler permit for Wind Waste.
Second?
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, approved Wind Waste. Last, we've got septic hauler permits for Bay State Sewage Disposal, Inc., Hockomock Environmental, Inc., Stephen B. Nelson, LLC, Legacy Pumping, Inc., Claude DeBord and Sons, Inc., and DRK Mobile Toilets.
Applications are complete.
All complete, all right. Any discussion?
Have we motioned?
We have not.
Okay, well,
You want to move?
yeah, I'll move that we accept.
All right. I will second the motion to accept.
Okay, now this is the one that I actually had the question on, not the installers. Do we have any outstanding haulers?
The same thing, we don't have a mechanism in place to truly monitor who's servicing in town. We have a list, and we have an Excel database
Right.
on them. And pretty much since I've been here, the same ones have been
Okay.
submitting for their yearly permits. But if you see a new truck out there or something that's not on our list, then just let us know, and then we can go do some research on it. So it's pretty much an honor system. But,
I do catch them occasionally.
and then
Sorry,
hopefully
Sharon,
to
what was
go,
I will catch some occasionally.
Okay.
When I go around town for the month of January, I write down who I see pumping and make sure that
Okay.
they're licensed, that's all. Kind of like the same with the trash hauler. Who's got a dumpster and who takes care of it.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Any further discussion on the septic haulers? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then you have body art in the back.
Lastly, we've got the 2025 permits for body art establishments and practitioners. We've got applications for Sacred Edition Tattoo, and then 3 practitioners, all at Sacred Edition, Eddie Chapa, Jose Ramirez, and Angel Guajardo. Hope I didn't butcher that too bad.
I know.
Me.
Permits all.
All permits are all, applications are complete.
All right. Well, I'll make a motion to approve the body art establishment and practitioners.
I'll second that.
All right, do we have any discussion?
Nope.
All right. Hearing none, all in favor of approving the 2025 body art establishments and practitioners?
Aye.
All right. So next we have a discussion of the 2026 budget.
Yes. So, Mr. Chair, Charlie, the town administrator, submitted a memo out to all departments this past December requesting our fiscal year '26 budgets be submitted on this Friday, January 10th. So I have given to the board the copy of the memo along with our fiscal year '25 and fiscal year '26 budget. In the budget, the town is requesting that we stay level funded, and after reviewing our budget, they've requested that we also reduce it by 1%. So the 1%, my understanding from the communications is that the 1% would be coming out of general expense total, not the personnel service total. Jean Marie just gave information in regards to, I'm gonna, on this grid right here, on the other expense total, we do have an additional 14,700 request for PFAB state monitoring. That's a fee that we can't do anything about, and so we do have to request additional funding in our budget. There is a process for that, and I'll follow the process and then have you come in and just sign for it as long as the board approves it. So the grid that I gave did not include the additional 14,700. So right now, I just did a quick calculation. For fiscal, if you go down, did I write it? Our calculation will be, so the overall total that you're seeing right now is $224,638.88. With the additional 14,700, that's going to bring it to $239,338.88. Taking out a 1% would be $2,393.38. And I am proposing that the board looks at, under general expenses, we do have health services, and we have it at 4,000. And within that, it does include our shop pickups. On average, we're doing 200 a month. We typically, and that gives us 3 boxes, and typically we haven't gone over the 3 boxes. So we should have enough to cover still the shops. But all the other account descriptions and the other expenses, I don't believe that you can afford to take away from those areas. So this would be an area that I would request that the board look at. If you have any questions, you want to have discussions on it, you look at the accounts and ask additional questions. If you see that, maybe we can pull it from somewhere else. But that is, if my numbers are correct, that is, we do have to subtract Almost 2,400.
All right. And theoretically, if we do that through the Sharp service, we hopefully can do so and not really cut much service at all.
Hopefully, yes.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't, if something happened that we were going over, the board would obviously be informed. As soon as we go over one month or one cycle, it would be brought to the board's attention, and then you can come up with another suggestion.
I mean, I like almost the monthly subscribing to that reduction.
Right.
All right. Any,
So the MS4,
They zeroed it out.
They zeroed that out
who
last year.
zeroed it out?
The town,
When?
last
Finance committee.
for fiscal year '25, this time last year.
There was
Okay.
10,000?
And aren't we legally obligated to maintain funding in that?
Yeah. That's the EPA. Stormwater
I know it's
management?
From, but aren't we from previous?
Yeah, it was a,
Okay, so I guess my question again is, aren't we legally obligated, or are we legally obligated to maintain funding in that account?
I would assume so, but they cut it out last year. It's EPA stormwater management. Basically what we use it for is, if someone illicitly discharges to
Right.
a catch basin, especially in the area of downtown, because sometimes we pick up the older septic systems. And we have to go back, camera them, dye test them, find out who's the offender. So that's the one.
do we know what we previously had that funded at?
I think it was like at 10.
10,000, from what I remember from 2 years.
Well, now that.
It was, I don't know if it was exactly 10,000, but it was in that ballpark.
Right.
Right,
It had come down over the last few years
yeah.
to maintain a minimum standard of
Right.
MS4 investigation.
But it's for water analysis, sample testing, that
Correct.
kind of thing. Dye testing, that kind of a thing.
I guess my only question is, what are the,
And if it-
are we at risk for being fined?
We may be, since it said Board of Health on it, but we've been
Well, I mean, you know,
lucky
in
in
the
that.
town in general.
Kind of gets, well, it gets rolled into the DPW when they do the catch basin cleaning. And they pull the covers and have the
Right,
machine
right.
done. So it's kind of been covered by that account in the
Okay,
past 2
so
years.
do we know if there's a line item in somebody's budget that covers MS4 that would cover us if we're legally obligated?
I think the DPW has one.
Okay, all right, well, that's most of a
We
different.
kind of go
ballgame.
hand in hand on that one.
Okay.
We find things. And just to let you know, there's no cost of living increase for your non-union staff. We're level funded.
Okay.
So, I guess as far as today, we would be approving the budget to be taken to the town.
So I would be submitting it to Melanie, and then the next steps would be that they would be getting in contact with us to set up a meeting for the budget. If someone from the board wants to attend, just one, so we don't have the quorum. I'll keep you informed as to when they schedule that, and then you can ask also too those additional questions, Rob.
The invite should go to you, and then you can delegate it out if you wish. I mean, that's how I would think it would work.
Yeah.
Yes, no, I would be sending it to the chair, and then you and I would have a conversation, and then can submit it.
All right.
So, because my number that I gave on the grid was incorrect, because it didn't reflect the 14,700, I guess it would be easier for the board to approve the $2,393.38, which is the reduction of 1% to the general expense total.
Excuse me, okay,
With the
so,
PFAS added back in,
I'm sorry?
with the PFAS testing.
That's taken, so
That's adding in.
that's adding, yeah, the additional 14,700. And so now it bumped up the reduction of the 1% to that 23,900. Or $2,393.38. And having it be taken out from health services.
well, the 14,000 is gonna put us over the 1%.
It's going to put us over.
Yeah.
But there's a process in here based upon the memo and how we have to go about requesting that. But putting that into our budget where it's a state mandate, I added that in, took the complete total Board of Health total budget, and then did the 1% off of that. So we're adding and at the same time too then reducing.
So we're adding where required, everything else is flat, and we're reducing the 1%
Yes.
from the health services as discussed.
Correct.
And then adding the 14,700 on and reducing 1% of that additionally.
Yes.
This is fun.
Yes.
Budgets always are.
All right, and can we,
Here's, I'm just reading bullet number 4 here. And I'm not sure if I'm getting this correct or not. So with the town's fiscal restraints, any increase over the amount calculated under number 3, which is on here.
Mm-hmm.
The town's, number 3 require a similar decrease in overall budget. So, we would be bringing 14,000 in,
Right.
still expected to come down to negative 1%.
Which is the $2,393.38 reduction. That's that.
But for that deduction,
So if you, I think for me, it's easier to go this way. If you look at your total, right?
you know,
And it says Board of Health total. It says $224,638.88. You see that?
yep,
Now add 14,700 to it.
right.
Brings us to $239,338.88. Off of that, we have to subtract 1%, reduce by 1%. 1% of that is $2,393.38. So that is our 1% reduction with the 14,700 added into the budget. And yes, you are correct on number 4 in Charlie's memorandum. I will have to draft exactly what they're asking here, a narrative, put it into your budget, which we did. We put in the 14,700, and now they're asking us to also subtract, reduce by 1%, which we did.
Which we've done.
Which will now then bring it down to $236,945.50.
So with the okay, all right, this was,
So reduce, increase, reduce.
Yep. With almost all of it coming out of health services.
so when do we get to look at a final with all the,
I can do it, I mean, as soon as I go upstairs, I can do it, but you can't vote I need you to vote on it tonight, so I can submit it. I mean, if you want to look at my number that I just did right here, Rob, I don't know if that will help. It's just going to change, it's not going to change, we're still taking it out of health services. It's going to add in the 14,700.
okay, so our end budget that we're submitting is for $224,633 $638.88.
No. Our total budget that we're gonna submit with the 14,700 will be 239,338.88. That will be the new submittal. And then we're going to reduce that by $2,393.38, which now will give us a total new submittal for Board of Health total for $236,945.50. And that will be the fiscal year '26 Board of Health total.
Okay.
And I can throw another caveat in, but.
You might as well. Now's
So-
the time.
And then what Jean Marie was saying, that everything is level funded,
Mhm.
non-union.
Mhm.
Clerical is in the union, we'll be entering in negotiations this spring, so there will be, but an increase, but the
townwide.
town will,
Yeah.
Right.
town is
Excuse me.
informing that, so, where I'm still carrying it over as level funded.
All right, and I guess the last thing, can we just make sure that there is funding for that MS4 investigation
I was
and
gonna give John a
enforcement?
call, I don't know, if you wanna give him a call, give him a call. I was gonna call John tomorrow.
Just to see if,
Right,
Yeah,
just
I-
make sure that we've
I'll
got.
email him and let him know, because we're working on something else too, but,
Okay,
um,
yeah, I'm gonna give him a call, unless you wanna give him a call.
no, that's fine.
I just wanna make sure that, you know.
Yeah, there's, I mean, we're covered.
It's out there, I just don't wanna expose the town to
Is it-
any unnecessary fines or penalties that, we don't need to.
So, Mr. Chairman, could I get a motion on the fiscal year '26?
So when can we see an updated?
Amended?
You're gonna be able to get this tomorrow sometime, I don't need.
Oh, no, as soon as I go upstairs, I'm just gonna throw back in the
I
numbers.
just wanna see what the final
and
budget is.
Give that, but I need your motion because it has to be submitted on Friday, and we're not meeting again till the 27th of January.
20th.
No, it's a holiday.
Oh, that's right, it's a holiday. Thank you.
So we would be moving to accept and put forward the budget as
amended.
amended.
Correct.
Yes.
With I would read the bottom number.
What's the total?
So the amended total budget is $239,338.88.
Okay, that's what I had.
Yep. And then reducing by 1% is $2,393.38, which gives us a Board of Health total for fiscal year '26 of $236,945.50.
Okay. So I will make a motion to approve the budget as put forth and as amended in the meeting to state a final budgeted amount with the 1% requested reduction of $236,000, $236,945.50.
Yes.
I'll second that motion.
All right, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All right,
So we've approved budget to go to the town. Next, we have health agent update.
Okay, we did site assessments, none for new construction. 920 Elm Street and 124 Bixby were done. Plans, none submitted for new construction. We did the repair for 1522 Washington Street. Systems under construction, 13 Hayes Road, 27 Laurel Street, and 450 Pleasant Street. Food inspections, we didn't do any new ones. We did Johnny Mac's 1 and 2, both Cumberland Farms and CVS. There was a bunch of holidays in there, so it wasn't a lot of time to do it. Housing, 165 Bridge Street is ongoing, 17 West Union Street is ongoing, 4 units. 11 Willow Avenue is ongoing, 41 Oregon Street, Franklin Street, and 652 Oak Street are ongoing.
Okay, I just have two call-outs here. 165 first, and then 41 Oregon next.
165 is in the ticketing phase.
Mm-hmm.
He has asked for a public hearing, not with the board, but with the hearing officer for the tickets, and that would be
That's right.
Rebecca. And I think that's next Monday, from what I remember. I haven't received an official notification yet.
And then Oregon Street?
Oregon Street, he is slowly cleaning it up. We are,
Okay.
we can get to the front door. Just think, he gets monthly visits, we're kinda trying to go forward.
Excellent.
11 Willow has a couple of dumpsters out, that's progress. So, that one's moving forward too. Bridge Street landfill repairs, the project's moving along. Notice to bid comes out on Wednesday, sorry. Thought it was Thursday, but it's Wednesday. I will notify all previous bidders, and we have an article on town meeting early January, i.e. next Monday, to ask for additional $60,000. So the total for that project's gonna be around $200,000. Ridge Street landfill PFABs and cresting schedule, DEP's informed us that they are gonna be requiring it starting in March. The money for that will be coming from the fact that they let us forego the fall testing. I've done the well surveys. We only have one well that's anywhere near there, and it's actually a barn. So I think it was for cows and what have yous. There's no cows there now. All the private residents in both East Bridgewater and Bridgewater that are downstream, down gradient, are connected to town water in those two towns. Okay. Anything else? Halifax Public Health Group, we're working on the tobacco regulations. You probably see them within the month. I didn't want to give them to you at the same time as budgets. And we can probably upgrade our tobacco then. And the accessory dwelling units, we haven't heard anything from the state on what they're recommending as guidance. So there is a worksheet out for that. It's just following what's there now. Any questions?
Thanks. Any topics not reasonably anticipated?
Mr. Chair, I just want one thing. SmartGov is our permitting system that I am working with. I have a weekly meeting with them, so we're moving along. So pretty much a lot of our forms are up and running. What's not working, I'm working with them to make changes with. So we're moving forward. So just wanted to give an update on that.
All right, I will entertain a motion to close the January 6th, 2025 meeting of the East Bridgewater Board of Health.
I'll second that motion.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, we are closed, and we will see you back 2 weeks,
January 27th.
January 27th.